Our expedition begins, exploring a trade vessel lost over 3,000 years ago. The ancient hull emerges, preserved beneath centuries of sand and coral.
These amphorae once carried grains and oils along the Nile.
Fragments of trade goods tell the story of ancient commerce.
Even after millennia, ceremonial jewelry whispers of Egypt's opulence. Hieroglyphs hint at the ship's origin and cargo.
The ship's skeleton lies fractured, yet intact beneath the waves.
Artifacts of ritual significance survive the centuries under the sea.
These remnants hint at trade routes long forgotten.
The ancient vessel rests as it has for over 3 millennia, untouched and mysterious.
A ceremonial statue begins to emerge from centuries of sediment.
Even in decay, the craftsmanship of ancient gold remains apparent.
The vessel's structure tells of violent seas and centuries underwater.
A chest of tarnished coins hints at the ship's valuable cargo.
These vessels carried both goods and culture along ancient trade routes.
The remnants of the deck reveal centuries of decay and marine colonization.
A bronze mirror, worn by time, reflects the daily life of ancient sailors.
This amulet hints at the spiritual beliefs carried across seas.
The bow emerges like a ghost from the depths, preserving ancient history.
Every fragment tells a story of trade, survival, and time underwater. The wreck attracts marine life, turning history into a living reef.
Cargo remains trapped where it fell thousands of years ago.
Even the deep-sea inhabitants guard these ancient remains.
The encounter is brief, a reminder of how deep and alive this world is.
The diver resumes the careful exploration. Raw materials reveal the ship's commercial purpose.
The mast collapsed long ago, claimed by the sea.
The stern marks the ship's final direction.
Small treasures slipped from their containers during the sinking.
The ship remains frozen in time beneath the Red Sea.
A shadowed section beneath the wreck draws attention. The cargo hold remains sealed by time and sand.
This space has not seen light for thousands of years.
Every movement must be slow and deliberate.
Human remains confirm the ship's tragic end.
The diver observes without disturbing what remains.
The hold tells a silent story of final moments.
Personal items hint at the crew's daily life.
Deep-sea life moves quietly through the wreck.
The wreck remains undisturbed, guarded by the depths.
The interior reveals how tightly packed the cargo once was.
Another crew member remains where they fell.
Time has preserved this final moment beneath the sea.
The diver moves back toward the open deck.
Ceremonial containers were transported alongside trade goods.
Valuable items spilled loose during the sinking.
Large deep-water species share this ancient space.
There is no threat, only coexistence. Trade required precision, even in ancient times.
The wreck remains locked in its original state.
A collapsed section marks where the ship finally gave way.
The collapse sealed much of the cargo instantly. Sacred symbols traveled alongside everyday goods.
Personal adornments remain where they fell.
The deeper sections are shared with larger residents.
The encounter is calm and brief.
Trade tools speak of careful measurement.
Some crew members were never able to escape.
The diver avoids disturbing what the sea has preserved.
This section remains locked in its final moment.
The ship's boundary fades into the open sea floor. Loose cargo marks the ship's final descent.
Some objects were likely offerings for protection.
The encounter passes without incident.
Early navigation relied on simple tools.
Small valuables were lost during the chaos.
From here, the wreck appears frozen in time.
Currents slowly reshape the site.
Beyond this point, only silence remains.
The diver returns for a final survey of the vessel.
Every detail remains locked in its original state.
The artifacts appear exactly as they were found.
The ship's interior remains undisturbed.
Marine life has adapted around the wreck.
Sacred symbols endure beneath the sea.
It is time
to leave the past behind.
The depths reclaim their silence.
The ship remains untouched after the visit.
The ancient vessel rests once more in solitude. With the diver gone, the wreck returns to silence.
Marine life continues its quiet routine. The structure remains exactly as it fell.
Large inhabitants move freely through the ancient remains.
Even valuables fade into the seabed.
The ship's interior remains sealed by shadow.
Fragments mark the ship's final impact.
The vessel endures as part of the seabed.
Nothing stirs beyond the quiet rhythm of the sea.
The wreck fades back into the depths.
The bow still points toward a journey never completed. Cargo meant for distant shores remains where it fell. The crew's final moments are preserved in silence.
The depths claim the site as their own.
Even gold submits to time beneath the sea.
The ship remains frozen in its final collapse.
The surrounding seabed bears quiet witness.
History rests undisturbed beneath the Red Sea.
The ancient world disappears once more into the depths.